Okay. Rosie O'Donnell's daughter has broken her silence following the drama surrounding her decision to leave home. Her decision, which is not true, but we'll get to uh, that in a minute because we're fact checking everything. But the news media's report that it was Rosie Donnell's daughter that decided to take off. Okay. Revealed the actress asked her to go. Okay, that's true. Rosie O'Donnell told her daughter to just go. Just go, get out of the house. I don't want you no more. Yeah, that's what sociopaths do. Oh, if I can't get my way, I'm going to hurt everyone around me. Just go. She probably even said, oh, you don't appreciate me for the stuff I have done for you. Probably threw it up in her daughter's face that she adopted her. That's what sociopaths do. Rosie O'Donnell should look at Mommy Dearest, the story about Joan Collins and her adoption of her daughter. That's an interesting read for O'Donnell. O'Donnell reported her adopted daughter missing in August, days after her then 17-year-old left home with her pet dog, Chelsea. O'Donnell was found hours later at a home of alleged heroin addict Stephen, what is it, Shelver? Okay, so Rosie has to go and smear people and start accusing them of stuff. I mean, that's what sociopaths do. If they don't get their way, they have to make the other person look a lot worse, you know? Yeah, just a lot worse. You gotta make them look a lot worse. She has since left home for good and is now living with her boyfriend in New Jersey. See, that's what happens when people don't get their way. They want to smear other people's name and everything. That's a sociopath for you. They like hurting other people. You know, they're so evil it's not even funny. Anyways, Rosie's daughter opened up about her troubled relationship with Rosie. Now, having a mother that's a Democrat and a sociopath is not going to be easy. I mean, Rosie doesn't want to admit wrong. She never wants to admit wrong. She doesn't want to admit she could possibly be wrong about stuff. Because she's so hateful. She wants to hurt other people. These type of sociopaths, they're abusive. That's how bad they are. If you don't believe me, look at Mommy Dearest. You'll see what I'm talking about. Teenager told Daily Mail she left home when her adopted mom told her to leave. Yeah, if you're not going to follow by my rules, get the hell out. Yeah, I can imagine what Rosie said. Yeah, she doesn't tell everybody the facts that actually happened. Rosie only tells what she wants people to hear, because Rosie wants to put herself as the victim. That's what sociopaths do. Democrats, yeah, liberals. They want to make themselves look like the victim. Poor me. Poor me. But we'll get that in a little bit later here. We got plenty of stuff. Okay. She told me to leave, take my dog. Rosie knew I was planning to leave. That's why I think she kicked me out. Sounds about like Rosie. If I can't get my way, then you get the hell out. She asked me to talk about what was going on, and I didn't want to. Okay, that's another thing about these sociopath Democrats, liberals. They want to put their nose in other people's business. Little snoopy little people. If you don't follow their rules, down comes the hammer. Let me see. So she asked me for my phone and computer. This was hours before she told me to leave. I gave them to her, and a few hours later, she told me to leave. Okay. Sociopath. I love sociopaths. They're so ignorant. First of all, when you give your child something like a phone, a computer, it's theirs. By the law, if you give somebody something as a gift, it's theirs. You can't take it back. But see, sociopaths, they have to take things back. Oh, you're not going to follow by my rules and all this other stuff? Well, I'm going to take things from you. I'm going to steal things from you. Basically, that's what Rosie did. She stole the phone and the computer back from her daughter. Because when you give somebody something as a gift, it's theirs. It's permanently theirs. But her daughter, she didn't care. She wanted to go be with her boyfriend. But that's how sociopaths like Rosie's, they're devious. They're, so evil. They're full of hate. That's what they do. They steal people's phones and computers that they get given as a gift. But see, to Rosie, she does not give her love out freely. It comes with something, like a phone, computer, and if you don't do what she wants, she'll take that love back. Those gifts. Yeah. She steals things. But let's go on. We got a lot more to cover. Okay. So we got the next one. Chelsea O'Donnell says she wasn't planning to go until she turned 18 on the 24th of August. Okay. This is what really pisses me off. A representative for the actress or TV personality tells People magazine the situation with Chelsea is heartbreaking on so many levels. Chelsea also dismissed claims made by Rosie representative when she was reported missing that the teen was living with a mental illness. Okay. First of all, that's my daughter. If I was Rosie, that's my daughter. I don't care if I have a representative. They are not going to talk to my daughter that way or put out information of public shaming. But here's the thing about Rosie. She doesn't care. She likes public shaming people. I mean, she does that with Trump. She does that with her ex-wives. She does that with her staff that she was with on The View. She doesn't care about other people. That's her mental illness. Rosie is mentally ill. But anyways, she's going to come out and public shame her daughter by saying she's got a mental illness, that she's heartbreaking on many levels, that she's causing problems for us. We can't handle it. First of all, if that was my representative, I would fire him. But see, Rosie has this battle plan that it's my army against other people. So that's why the representative of Rosie's was not fired. It's us against them. Well, the them is her own daughter. Yep. If you don't do what I say, you're my enemy. If you don't agree with me, you're my enemy. That's what these sociopath thinks. That's how they're so hateful. They're full of hate. Oh. And then they want to public shame anyone around them that don't agree with them. Yep. So that's what this is. You know, she public shames everybody. I mean, she doesn't care about nobody. She doesn't care about people's feelings or hurt who she hurts. She doesn't care. That's a sociopath. They don't care who they hurt. But let's go on. We got more. Okay, let's go on. She tells the Daily Mail she suffers from anxiety and depression when Rosie and her ex-wife Kelly split and divorced in 2007, but adds, putting out there that I am mentally ill was very hurtful. See, this is proof what Rosie O'Donnell did was hurtful to her daughter by saying that she was mentally ill. That's how a sociopath acts. They don't care who they hurt, who they public shame. I mean, Rosie actually went to the press on this and publicly ashamed her daughter. Disrespected her own daughter. That's how sociopaths live. That's how they live by. Just like Jeffrey Dahmer and Charles Manson. They don't care who they hurt. Just like Rosie. But let's go on. People think I'm a crazy person. And I've said I have depression and bad anxiety. But it's something that's gotten a lot better. But these were personal things, and I didn't want anyone to know about them, which is understandable. Nobody wants their personal information out there. But Rosie doesn't care. She's a sociopath. She's out to destroy. If you are against her, she will destroy you. Just like Donald Trump. She'll try to destroy him. Because they need help. Rosie has a mental illness, but she only thinks that her daughter has mental illness, but Rosie has mental illness. A sociopath is her mental illness. If you don't believe me, ask the judge over at Fox. This is not the way you treat your kids. But this is Rosie's way of raising kids. Put them in the media and smash them until they are down as dust. Okay. I wouldn't say it was mental illness. I would say a lot of people struggle with what I have. That is true. A lot of people have depressions and they have anxiety. I mean, go look at any college kid on campus and stuff. They get stressed out with the test that's coming up, or they get depressed if they don't get the right grade. Females get depressed if they gain a little bit of weight. Depression is very common in society. It's not really a mental illness because everybody gets a little bit of depression, and there's people that have anxiety attacks. There's some people that can't speak in public because they're scared of a crowd. There's some people that can't even walk outside their house. But it's not that much of a bad mental illness type thing. It's something little that they can work with. And talking about relationship, Chelsea adds, I guess someone is putting out there that he's a bad guy. I guess she's talking about her boyfriend, things that happened in the past, and he's not. Okay. He supports me and I love him. He's not into anything bad now. He works hard. The teenage tells the newspaper she wants to complete high school online and move to Wisconsin, where her birth mother lives. and her boyfriend. Okay, I do believe that would be a bad choice, but that's her choice. That's Chelsea's choice. Nobody has the right to make that choice but Chelsea. Rosie doesn't have that choice. Not Rosie's representatives. They don't have that choice. That is her choice. But see, Rosie wants to interfere. She's a sociopath. Oh, you're going to go see your real mom after I raised you and did all this stuff? That's what a sociopath thinks about people. Hatred. That's all they have is hatred. But I'm going to keep on going. If you can't see how bad Rosie is by now, just keep on. Wait, I got more. Okay, let me see. Last week, Rosie O'Donnell's 17-year-old daughter, Chelsea, was found unharmed after she disappeared for a week. Okay, this is all fake anyways, because Rosie put out that her daughter disappeared. But the fact is, Rosie kicked her out of the house. So, this girl did not run away or anything. She was kicked out. She was told by Rosie to get the hell out. She had left home with her therapy dog, and Rosie feared for the worst, especially since Chelsea stopped taking her meds. See, this is more public shaming. Oh, stopped taking her meds. Guess what, Rosie? It's her choice to stop taking the meds. She's getting up there to be an adult. 17, 18, it depends on what state. She's an adult. She can stop taking her meds if she wants. Just like you forget to take your meds that I know about. You forget to take it or you don't take it. I know about that too, Rosie. I know about your heart medicine that you forget to take or you refuse to take because it makes you sick. Yeah, I know about that. But this is not about you. This is about your daughter and how you abuse her. Let's go on. Stop taking her meds. Rosie thought Chelsea could have hooked up with her biological mom, who has a history of drug abuse, which, here we go again, Rosie's putting out there to public shame somebody. That's what sociopaths do. But she was found with her boyfriend, which Rosie had to say he was a drug dealer. Public shaming. That she met on Tinder, which a lot of people meet other people on Tinder. Okay, now here's the next statement. He was taken into custody for child endangerment charge. That's because Rosie pressed charges. That's why he was arrested. Because Rosie kicked out her daughter out of her house and she went to go be with her boyfriend, which I don't think her boyfriend should be charged with a crime of child endangerment charge because Rosie kicked the child out. You can't make up a crime when you are the one that's in charge of handing it over to the wolves. The wolf. You kicked her out, she went to her boyfriend. But he's going to get charged. I know he's going to get charged. Just because Rosie pushes her weight around, she tries to be a bully. She bullies everyone that's in her life. That's why she's a third-time divorcee. Because she forced herself on control of other people. Fortunately, Chelsea wasn't hurt when she was found. The details were confusing, and authorities said they traced a burner phone, cell single or something like that. Probably picked it up at a dollar store, phone at a dollar store. Anyways, something about a defense that to say because Chelsea was on 10, he believes she was an adult. Okay, it doesn't matter if he thought she was an adult or whatever, because Rosie kicked her daughter out onto the streets. So, what is the teenage girl is supposed to do? Live off the streets? Is that what Rosie wanted her to do? Is like hurt her daughter to live off the streets? To me, this case should have been dismissed of Chelsea's boyfriend, but it probably won't. He's going to get in trouble over this that Rosie caused by kicking her daughter out. Anyway, she was released. Lawyers also claim Chelsea came to him, which is true. Rosie kicked her out, and she showed up at his house. She wasn't harmed. Let me see. Chelsea's boyfriend was in treatment and isn't violating probation. He hasn't violated it. Whatever happens to Stephen grew more sad. Chelsea had left home again to go live with her mom, which there's a second time that Chelsea ran away and she went to be with her mom. Okay, when daughter Chelsea went missing in August 11th, only returned a week later, has left home again. This time to reunite with her birth mother, which is normal. For someone that's been adopted, they want to go and see their mom. It's normal. But see, Rosie takes this personal, which it shouldn't be personal. She wants to know who her biological mother is, and it's curiosity. It's not like, never mind on that one. But let me see. Who gave up Chelsea for adoption in 1979, which it was Chelsea's mom's choice to give up a child for adoption, which is a good thing if she was on drugs. Sometimes they get better over time, sometimes they don't. So I don't know about that part of the family, so I'm going to go on. The mother drove down from Wisconsin to pick up Chelsea on Monday afternoon, which happened to be her 18th birthday. Okay, Rosie, you can't force somebody to love you, okay? Yes, you did a good thing. You adopted a person that needed to be adopted. You gave her a nice home and everything. But here's the thing, Rosie. You can't throw it up in someone's face when they want to go and see their biological mother. It's normal for someone that's been adopted for this to happen. But here's a good thing, Rosie. You can go and adopt another person. If Chelsea doesn't want to be with you, go get another child and be happy with that child. You don't have to stop. But let's go on. I mean, there's a lot of children that need to be adopted, Rosie. You don't have to stick on one person. If she doesn't want to be with you, you can't force her, Rosie. But sociopaths, they don't understand that. Because I guarantee some of those children that you adopted are not going to go looking for their birth mothers. It doesn't happen that way all the time. Some of them, they get curious, yes. Let me see. Okay, she was there for the time being. Okay, I also know that Chelsea came back home shortly after that, so we'll go to the next one. Okay, we're told Rosie is advised Chelsea not to go with Dana. I think that's Dana, which is Chelsea's biological mom, and Chelsea left on her 18th birthday. But she went anyways. We're also told Rosie has cut off Chelsea's financial and has refused to turn over her birth certificate and social security card. Okay, yeah, I like this one too. First of all, Rosie, I can only speak of Texas law, but once a person hits 18, they are legally adult. You can't demand them to not go to someone's house. You don't have no custody over them. So, you gotta get over it, Rosie. Come on. Then Rosie cut off Chelsea's finance. Okay, that's what Rosie can do. Biologically, she can. She was supporting her daughter. She has the right to cut that off. That's her right. Uh, her daughter became 18. She can cut off the financial. That's in Rosie's power. She has every right to do that. Personally, I would not have done it. I would probably wait 2 years and see what she would do. But I can understand Rosie did not want. Rosie didn't want Chelsea to have money. So, if Chelsea's mom was hooked on drugs, that she would purchase drugs for her mom. I can understand that. That's a smart move, and I can handle that. So I agree with Rosie on that one. But this next one, Rosie refused to turn over the birth certificate and social security card. Okay, Rosie. The birth certificate and the social security card is not yours. That is your daughter's. That's part of her ID. That's how she gets driving license and all this other stuff. It's not yours. You cannot keep that from her. You have to hand that over. But it's not like it's hard to get. You can always get another birth certificate by going to the court office and purchasing another birth certificate copy and going to the Social Security office and go get a Social Security card. But see, this is how hurtful that Rosie is towards other people. Mine, 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 mine. Yeah, and then TMZ has to step in. Which I don't want to go with talking about them because I don't agree with them anyways. TMZ's fake crap anyways. But let's go to the next one. Okay, this next one, I don't like it at all. But let's go on. The comedian reassured fans that her teen daughter is fine after hospitalized, which Rosie Donnell signed her daughter in. Her daughter didn't go willingly. Rosie signed her own daughter into a mental facility. Okay, Chelsea O'Donnell is being evaluated by mental health professionals and will be released, report says. Okay, so Rosie gets her daughter back. You gotta remember, her daughter left to be with her mom when she was 18. Okay, her daughter comes back when she's 19 years old. Okay, legally, Chelsea is an adult, but Rosie signed her own daughter into a mental hospital. Because you gotta be controlling. Oh yeah. Oh, you hurt Mama Rosie, and now I gotta put you in a hospital to teach you a lesson because I can't raise kids. I don't know how. I'm a retard. Referring to Rosie, not children, which I don't like using retard. But when you're an educated person, but refuse to use that education, you're retarding your education and your thinking, so you're a retard. I don't like using the word for mental ill people, but when you're an educated asshole and you retard your logical thinking, you're a retard, Rosie. But anyways, we should go on. Anyways, it says that Rosie put her daughter into a hospital, and guess what? Rosie put this out to the press. Again, publicly shaming her daughter. Oh yeah. Like that is an abuse, which it is. You have to put it up that your daughter's got mental illness. You gotta public shame her because she defied your rules. Yeah. Oh. She didn't specify what kind of mental illness. No. What it is, it wasn't a mental illness. She didn't know how to control her daughter. So she had her daughter locked up into the hospital. That's what sociopaths do. They think they have the power to lock up anybody that they want, even if they're an adult. But see, this is how mental hospitals work. They'll put anybody in the hospital if they got insurance. Now, once you don't have insurance, they kick you right out of the hospital. These expensive mental hospitals, they only take people with insurance. So if Rosie's got insurance, oh hell yeah, they'll take their daughter, her daughter, in as an adult and against her own will to get hooked up on that medical insurance and start making money for the hospital. But that's another issue I'm going to bring up later on how these mental hospitals work. But yeah, that's the catch-21. These mental hospitals do this to make money, and that's how they do it. But Rosie did something she shouldn't have done, but she did it. Rosie is so filled with hate that she locked up her own adult daughter now, because in most states, 19 is adult. And right here refers to a 19-year-old. So Rosie took an adult and put her in basically a hospital prison because she can't handle her daughter. But let's go on to the next one. It just gets more disgusting on what Rosie O'Donnell will do to hurt other people around her. Okay, this is just another one of the last one I have, but it's more detailed on the report. But it just proves how a public shaming that Rosie likes to hurt people. I mean, with her spouses, her children. If you don't agree with her, she's going to hurt you. That's how she is. She's hateful. She's filled with hate. I don't know what in her life made her so hateful. That's why she goes after Donald Trump. She even admitted that she cannot continue working because of the hate she has for Donald Trump. This is a person with mental illness. Rosie O'Donnell does have mental illness, and she's a sociopath. She is no different than Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, and all these other serial killers. She has the same trait of mental illness as a sociopath, and this is the proof of it, people. They want to be in control. These are Democrats, liberals. These are the same people that burned towns and cities, thrown rocks through glass. These are all these sociopath, communist people. They're sociopath. They are so hateful that they'll do anything to hurt somebody. They'll even kill people. That's how bad sociopaths are. Sociopath is like Hillary Clinton. Half of the news media that lies all the time. They're compulsive liars. Now, I want you guys to show right here. Rosie even tried to make herself look good in her own light by saying she adopted Chelsea back in 1997. How good Rosie was. They got Instagram photos together and all this other stuff, and we're all happy now. We're all happy because Rosie's getting her way. Yeah. They hurt people, you guys. These sociopaths. And this is proof of it by Rosie's own account. This is the stuff she put out in the press, out in the media, that she tweeted and all this other stuff. This is what you see is a sociopath. There's no love here. Same as with her spouse. Why do you think she's been divorced 3 times? Why do you think she gets jealous when her wife breastfeeds their daughter? She can't handle it, she claims. That's because they're a sociopath. But I gave you the proof that Rosie's a sociopath. You can do what you want with it. Liberals, you show them the proof. These sociopaths, you show them proof of something, they're not going to see it. They're going to sociopath, which is mainly Democrats, are going to believe what they want to believe. So you can't show them proof, because when you show them facts, they won't accept it. They'll spin another story. But all you have to do is read what a sociopath is, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. And that's it. Okay, the 10 signs of spotting a sociopath. And you'll be able to recognize this with other Democrats, communist people, I already said social justice warriors, right? KKK, the skinheads, all those different people. Anything that's to the far left people, even the Green Party, all of them, all those people on the far side. Anyways, first one. Sociopaths are charming. We have seen Rosie O'Donnell. She is charming at times. I'll admit to it. Sociopaths have high charisma and tend to attract a following just because people want to be around them. That's like her Twitter page. People flock to her. They have a glow about them that attracts people who need guidance and direction, because they're submissive people basically, so they kind to go after a dominant person. They're too weak, basically. Weak females, looking for a dominant female. And that's why they go to her Twitter page. Often they appear to be sexy or have strong sexual attraction. Rosie's not that way. No, Hillary wasn't that way neither. But at one time, Madonna was that way. She ain't that way now. She got a lot of those injections in her face and stuff. She's not sexy. She's not even a MILF to me. But watch out for their over-the-top sexual appetites and weird fetishes. Yeah, like Madonna. Yeah, going on stage half naked. Or Lady Gaga. Yeah, these are sociopaths. Well, that also explains Miley Cyrus or whatever too. But you get the picture there. Let's go on. Sociopaths are more spontaneous and intense than other people. They tend to do bizarre, sometimes erotic things that most regular people wouldn't do. Ah, you're talking about those protesters, paid protesters in D.C. breaking out windows, or Drew Carey's son burning fires in the street, or the SJWs taking their clothes off in the middle of the street to protest. Yeah, that makes sense. Or Madonna and Lady Gaga going half naked on stage, dry humping things. Yeah, we can see a lot of those singers and stuff out there going on stage getting naked. Yeah, their behavior often seems extreme and risky. Look at all those singers. Uh, Beyonce, all those weird females. They have to take off half of their clothes. Sociopaths are incapable of feeling shame, guilt, or remorse. Their brains simply lack the circuitry to process such emotion. This allows them to betray people, threaten people, and harm people without giving it a second thought. Yeah, they're like murderers, killers. Uh, People saying, I adopt you when no one else would adopt you, or you're ugly, or I did this for you. Yeah, they kind of do that kind of stuff. But you can find out who, what Democrat or uh, left or liberals do that kind of stuff. But let's go on. Okay, sociopaths invent outrageous lies about their experience. Well, if I remember right, Hillary said she was under sniper fire on a tarmac. Huh. A sociopath. Democrat. Oh. They point to stuff that's absurd. They describe it to you in a storytelling format. So for some reason, it sounds believable at times. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sociopath seeks to dominate others and win at all costs. They hate to lose any argument or fight. They will vigorously defend their web of lies, like Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I remember that. Just one lie after another lie. And look at Rosie. Rosie is always trying to start a fight with Donnell because she always loses. She has to win at all cost. Even in her marriage with her ex-wives, she had to win, even if it cost the relationship. See, that's why also sociopaths, they tend to wind up in a divorce than any other people that has a relationship. Sociopath people. They can't stand being happy. They can't be happy. They always have to be the top person in the relationship, dogging the other person, making the other people that they're around lower than them. Here's another one. Sociopath tends to be highly intelligent. Yeah? Look at Charlie Manson. Highly intelligent. But they use their brain power to deceive others rather than empower them. Now, you would think that they would empower people because women, to empower women, but no, they don't. They use their position to get a standing in that organization so they can put it on a resume. That's how they do it. They don't empower anybody, they just putting people down. Their high IQ often makes them dangerous. Yes. This is why many of the best known serial killers who successfully invade law enforcement were sociopaths, like Jeffrey Dahmer, son of Sam. All those people, I mean, Ted Kaczynski. Let's go to the next one. Sociopaths are incapable of love and are entirely self-serving. These are the sociopaths are the ones that, oh, I don't need you. I can make it on my own. That's what the first thing they'll say. Oh, I don't need a partner. I don't need someone. I don't need kids. Okay, most sociopaths, they don't have compassion or anything. I mean, they can't. All they want is get what they want out of the relationship, and that's all they use the love for. They use love as a weapon to attack other people to get what they want. But they don't care that it goes both ways. Sociopaths are unable to love. That's like Rosie and her daughter that ran away. She couldn't feel love. She told her daughter, go ahead, move out. No. She didn't have love for her daughter when her spouse was breastfeeding their daughter. Now, most sociopaths are very poetic. They're able to speak real good. They can talk to the masses real easy, just like Hitler was. Yeah. They're master wordsmiths, able to deliver a running stream or a speech monologue almost hypnotically. Yeah. Like Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Or like Madonna. Yeah. They're able to be good storytellers. They're poets when they speak. That's why Charles Manson had a lot of followers. Are you kind of getting it now, people? Sociopaths never apologize. They are never wrong. They never feel guilt. That's why Rosie was jealous of a child, people, a baby, a newborn. They're never wrong. They never feel guilty that they're jealous or anything, that they have to put their jealousy in check. Oh no, they're never wrong. That baby's got to be off the breast in 1 month. Even if you show them proof of something where they are wrong, they will refuse to apologize and instead go on the attack. That's every Democrats that the Republican people been showing them that Hillary did something. They go in and they'll attack. They don't want to see the truth. When people were showing the wrong things that Hillary was doing, oh, they go on the defensive. The Democrats, The left, the socialists, communists, all those people, the KKK, the Nazi skinheads that's on the left party, they'll go on an attack. That's all they know how to do. Sociopaths are delusional. They actually believe what they say is the truth. They are showing us Charles Manson right here. But we're not going to go see his video. I don't want to see him. Sociopaths try to justify their actions when caught red-handed. They respond with anger and threats. When they're caught, they'll fabricate another thing. Sociopath caught red-handed with a suitcase full of cash he'd just stolen, for example, might declare he had actually rescued the money from being stolen by someone else. That's what sociopaths are. They see themselves as heroes. Do you remember when they say, oh, when the Republicans go low, we go high? Okay, here it is right here. Sociopaths are master at presenting themselves as heroes with high morals. We go high when they go low. But the true fact behind it is they're criminal-minded in society who steals, undermine, deceive, and incite emotional chaos. We've seen that with Madonna. We've seen that with the rioting among the entire community. They are masters of turning one group of people against the other group, while proclaiming themselves to be the one true savior. Democrats, damn! They create arguments and hatred. Madonna, yeah, that makes sense. Hillary, Black Lives Matter. Yet they usually fail. They fail to see their own role in creating it. They are delusional at so many levels that their brains defy logic of reasoning. The Democratic Party, people. You cannot reason with a sociopath. Attempting to do so is only a waste of time and annoying to the sociopath. Tips for exposing sociopaths: start fact-checking something they claim. Like the news media, you know. They come up with these fake junk and everything. But you know what's a funny thing about this, you guys? This whole thing, okay, they have a cult like following. But you know what's all this funny? This actually was put up a long time ago when the website started. And we still see it in the Democrats today. So I thought I'll let you know what the Democrats and Rosie's all about. They're sociopath people. Simple and plain as that.